Jealousy and envy, hatred for my friends. Gotta make it through the test, my best to make amends. Soon as the door open, I just wanna make it in. To open windows for me and my kin folks. Cause opportunity don't knock every day. A 9-to-5 job, that's not steady pay. When niggas on the block getting knots every day. And the only thing they selling is some rocks made of yay. A lot up on my mind, not a lot up on my plate. Starving to get a meal and striving to get away to a house on a hill.
And I started making beats in the classroom with pens and pencils. Really in like the early 2000s, I ran into some shit called Hip Hop EJ and MTB Music Generator. Fucking around with that on the computer and a video game on PlayStation. Eventually fell into using Fruity Loops and finding message boards and getting put up on tutorials on making beats. And then I was always rapping, but I didn't have any beats to rap on, you know, so that's how I fell into production. Rap had my heart, you know, I always wanted to rap, but I always wanted to be taken serious, so I felt like if I did everything for myself, I'd be taken seriously instead of running around asking people. I didn't even really know what a beat was. I didn't even know what production was. I just knew it was music, and I knew I needed something. I needed a track. So once I got into that, it became a passion. It became a love. You know, it became something I just loved to do. And I did what I had to do to get in the industry and get around the right people and get the right contacts. And now I'm rapping full steam. I'm producing full steam. It's not split. It's all together. You know, I'm a musician. That's what I like to tell people. Even the word artist is like kind of distorted nowadays. I'm a musician, you know, I sit down and play the piano, I play the drums, all of my shit, everything, you know. And I work with other musicians. I'm not solely doing it by myself. I want to let everybody know that I love working with people who are dope at playing piano, dope playing the drums, horns, whatever you're good at, you know, I want that in my music. So I'm trying to take it back to being responsible. I'm trying to take it back to a high live performance. I grew up going to the Jazz Festival and Essence Festival, Frankie Beverly and Maze, and these bands and big music, and I want to take it there with rap, you know. I want to have somebody want to inspire to be my keyboardist and inspire to be my drummer and inspire to play the bass line for me and shit like that, you know, and be a part of the Chasing Cash brand, and maybe one day be a part of a bunch of other music people in the music business, you know. It shouldn't be solely about the stars, even though I feel I am a star and I know I am, you know. Some people want to be drummers, some people want to be backup dancers, choreographers, so I want to bring back that instruction and tutelage and knowledge of, you know, you might not want to be a rapper, you might want to be the drummer for a rapper, you know, or your favorite rapper. And if I'm your favorite rapper, I want you to know I want you to drum as hard as hell, so you can come play drums for me and we can tour and go around the world and influence people, man. Rap is so big right now, I just think we have to go on a new frontier, you know. I think we have to set foot outside the United States and be the first ones and be like, man, I got M's in the bank, but I did a show in front of 200 motherfuckers in Norway, and that shit was cool, you know. It wasn't 20,000, and I'm so and so, you know. Intimacy, I think that's what's missing in the culture, you know. It's so big, it's getting out of our hands. So the people who really entrenched in it, the people who they look up to, because it's not like everywhere around the world they're looking up to American artists because we've had it in our hands for so long.
Started it here.
We started this shit. So until we start setting foot in these new places, these new frontiers, whether it be Australia or anywhere that the rap music is there, but it's still developing, you know, it's over here in America, I feel like it's just going to be capitalized off of and monetized, and not for an artist effort, you know. I think the artists are going to get as big as where we travel, you know. If you just keep pushing this American boundary, that's what you're going to be stuck to, you know. If you tell yourself that one day I'm going to do a Polish tour, you know, I think it's possible. Like, you know, I just really believe it will happen, you know, and it's just, they're just waiting for the right artists, and it definitely has to have the right music, you know, because there are these clubs that we have here everywhere around the world and shit like that, you know, they got struggle in life, you know, and it's like I watch a lot of these people who from Pakistani and Jerusalem, all these places like where they look to hip hop because maybe religion is oppressing them or the government is oppressing them, and they they find something simple as NWA because NWA has such a big history.
Exactly.
That's the first thing they run to, and it's or Public Enemy or Tupac, and it's all rebellion music. It's all struggle music.
It seemed
it's all
like
rise
music was used as a tool back then.
Exactly.
Initially, that's what it was used for, and that's where the power really is in music. When it's used as a tool, but when it's used as a tool for destruction, it's like nobody's gonna get anywhere.
You could take clips from 1989 in the crack era here, or you could take clips from the 2000 era Iraqi war, and you put Public Enemy, Fight the Power behind that bitch, and you gonna have the same effect.
Sound of the funky drummer, music in your heart, 'cause I know you got a soul. Hey, listen if you're missing, y'all, swinging while I'm singing.
80, 90, $100,000 a key. People are already smoking it back in the 70s and calling it freebase. But the few are able to sell the drug game when he learns how to simplify the freebasing process.
But that means that they can start smoking immediately.
And that's what's missing right now. You can't take any of this music really and relate it to what's going on in other places because it's so fucking tunnel vision and staying in one spot and going to the club or going to these shows.
How do you think it became that way?
It became that way when it got big, you know, and we looked for places to celebrate ourselves instead of pushing ourselves forward and going, like, rap became, you know, it gave us a territory, and the club was a territory, and it was a place where we could go and we had a gateway. We could be like, nah, don't let them in. Like, other than that, you know, rap was just breaking doors down. It was just breaking doors. It was like, boom, like, hey, rock and roll, hey, country music, hey, pop music, hey, like, we got a little piece of, like, you know, especially because once it went popular with, like, I feel like Run DMC Walk This Way is like a big song in hip hop. Maybe people don't talk about that much, but that to me is like, that's a gender crosser, you know, like a nationality crosser, bridge the gap between white people and black music, you know, and it's like, a lot of that is missing, you know. It's kind of like, I think we use the club to identify it as we have a home now for our music. Like, this is where we at. We don't gotta be on the street no more. We got our own money. We gonna go ahead and celebrate. And I think we got it from what we saw them doing with the Rap Pack and all this. It's everything that we seen them doing, you know. Like, they were black music figures, a part of that, you know, the Sammy Davises of the world and shit like that. So everything we were inspired by in hip hop comes from another culture. We just figured out a way to twist it up and make our own shit. But now that we done did that so much, you gotta take it somewhere so you can get new culture. And so we can be able to go one day to Iraq or wherever we going, and maybe Brazil, and find a new instrument to put in hip hop. You know, that's all necessary. You fuck around in Brazil, niggas start speaking English, but just because they got certain rhythms and shit, they can add a new flow to this shit. And you find the next Meek Mill from Brazil. You know, so, you know, there's the same way Drake is the anomaly. I feel like one day, and I do believe it will happen, that we're gonna have someone that we can connect to, you know, whether it be Chinese, whether it be whatever, as long as we take the shit somewhere, you know. It just so happened that kid's Drake Pop being from Memphis and his mom being from Canada allowed him to come to fucking America and make this shit crack, you know. So there's no boundary on this shit. Niggas just gotta keep going with the shit, man, pushing this shit.